great wood farm tutorials for Bedrock Edition out there, but all of them require TNT or manually breaking the logs. So this video, I show you how to build a fully AFK wood farm for Minecraft 1.21 Bedrock Edition. The first thing after finding a good flat area to build this insane farm on is to place down a row out of 10 solid blocks. After you did this, you want to dig out 2 blocks in front of each and every one of these blocks that you placed, so a depth of 2 blocks and a length of 10 blocks. Then, in this hole, you want to place sticky pistons, which will again account for 10 sticky pistons. On top of them, you want to go ahead and place some sand blocks. In front of these sand blocks, you want to go ahead and place a row out of solid blocks. Then take your sticky pistons again, go to the row of blocks right here, and place down sticky pistons facing to you. Then of the second row, you want to add and place some sand blocks. After completing the first step for this farm, get behind the farm to the first sticky piston in the row, and there you want to place some blocks in a T shape. Then you want to remove this one, so you have a V shape looking something like this. In the middle block, you want to place a redstone repeater, which is on 2 ticks, so click it once. In this position, place some redstone dust, and in this position, a redstone torch. This will create a redstone clock, and you want to place a lever in this position and shut it off, and this will be the on and off switch for the entire farm. Now if some sand broke, this is fine, just replace it. As the next step, place 1 block behind every single of these sticky pistons. And then we grab some redstone dust and replace redstone dust on top of all of these blocks that you just placed. Then the pistons will extend and will connect to our sand blocks. As the next thing, you want to grab some solid blocks again, and then you want to place a row out of solid blocks all on top of these sticky pistons. Now in front, so on top of the sticky piston arms, you want to place a line out of sand blocks. Then place another line out of solid blocks on top of the first one, so everything looks like this and you have this staircase shape. At this point, grab some observers, some redstone torches and pistons and also some blocks, and place a redstone torch at the side of the first sticky piston in the row, so right next to the redstone clock. Then next to the blocks, you want to place 2 observers on top of each other, facing upwards, so with the redstone output to the top. Then what you want to do is to place a solid block on top of the output of the observer right here, then a line out of pistons on top of all these solid blocks, with 1 solid block at the end, and another line out of solid blocks behind all of these pistons. Then grab some redstone dust again, place redstone dust on top of this solid block, and on top of all these pistons you just placed. As the next step, we will create the composting system for our farm. This will create all the bone meal that is required to grow our wood. In order to do this, what you want to do is to get to the other side that is opposite of our redstone clock, so right here, and there you want to place a dispenser in this position, facing that way. It should be 1 block offset from the edge of the farm. Then in front of all these solid blocks, you want to place a line of hoppers that funnels into each other. You want to really make sure that all of them are connected and funnel into our dispenser. On top of all these hoppers, you want to go ahead and place 1 composter each. This composter will compost all the kelp and turn it into bone meal. Then take out some more hoppers and place another line of hoppers on top of our composters. Now in between the sand and the composters, you want to place a line out of solid blocks, and then our composting system is already set up. As the next step, come to this side, and there you want to place 3 blocks in these positions. Then you want to stack 3 more layers of block lines on top, and after you did this, you want to do the same thing at the other side. So first of all, place 2 blocks in these positions because we left them out earlier, and then you want to place 3 blocks, and you want to extend this wall by 3 layers, so you end up 1 block above the entire farm. Now in between these 2 walls, what you want to do is to take your stairs, and you want to place a line out of stairs that point inwards and downwards as well. These stairs should be right in front of the redstone that we placed on top of the pistons. Before we can fill in our water streams, you want to place 1 sign in front of each of these stairs. Once you placed all these 10 signs, you want to come to this side, to this exact block, and place a sign in this position. Then you have to sneak in order to place more signs in front of the first sign, and again you want to take this row to the other end of our farm. And that should be looking something like this. As you can see, every single sign is placed at the side of the other one before. Now, as the last thing before we can create the water streams, you want to place a line out of glass panes on top of the hoppers. Again, this is to make sure that none of the water spills out. At this point, again, make sure that you have blocks behind and at the side of the pistons, and then you can go ahead and waterlog the pistons. You probably need to create an infinite water source first, so do this, and then you can fill in not only the pistons, but also the stairs at the top, and after you did this, also one block on top of the sand each. Once you placed your 3 water sources per cell, you can place in your kelp. You just want to place the kelp on top of all 10 sand blocks. Before we get to the wood part of the entire thing, what you want to do is to get to this side of the farm again, and there you want to place a redstone repeater at the side of this block. It should light up, and you want to click it once, so set it on 2 ticks. Then take some redstone dust, place it in these locations, break this exact block right here and also these 2, then break this exact block and you should be right at the sticky piston right here. Then you want to dig a tunnel until you are at the other side of the piston line, and once you found that there are no more pistons in the line, you want to connect every single sticky piston to our redstone system by just connecting the redstone line with our redstone clock. This should make all these sticky pistons extend, and the stand should now be at this height. Then you want to replace this exact block, and our redstone system for this part of the farm is set up. Now you can also go ahead and remove your water source again, and then we get to the bamboo part of the farm. In order to do this, what you want to do is to place a bamboo in front of our dispenser. Of course, bamboo isn't wood, but trust me, we'll turn all that bamboo into wood automatically. And now, as the next step for this part, what you want to do is to place a block in this position and then a piston on top. Then you want to go ahead and break 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks in front of the bamboo. You want to place a chest in the first spot and then 2 crafters behind. You want to make sure that both of them are facing the right way. This is very important, otherwise the farm will not work. Next, you want to make sure that you place a hopper right next to it, and the hopper should funnel into the crafter in front of it. Now take some blocks, and you want to make sure that you fill in all these blocks to create a wall and a roof. What you want to do is to place some blocks in these 5 positions as well, and then you want to grab some glass blocks and place 2 of them above the first crafter. By doing this, we ensure that all of the bamboo will end up being crafted into wood. Next, you want to get to the second crafter, and there you want to log all of these 9 slots, and then I show you how to connect everything with our redstone system. In order to do this, you want to grab a redstone torch and place it right at the side of our redstone clock. Then grab some redstone dust and place it all the way to this point right here. And of course, we broke some blocks right here. You want to replace them if you haven't already done this. And then you want to place redstone dust all the way to this dispenser right here. Then grab a redstone repeater and place it in this position. You want to click it 2 times so it's set to 3 ticks, and then you can finally connect the piston with some redstone dust. You have to break this block in order to do so. And now after connecting this piston, we also want to connect the crafters. In order to do so, you need to break this block, and then you need to break these 2 blocks, and you want to dig out a little tunnel in order to get to the crafters. The first crafter is in this position right here, so you want to get underneath this crafter. You want to place a block in this position and a redstone torch at the side of the block right underneath our first crafter. So the redstone torch should be in this exact location right here, a block behind it, and then our path. We then want to place a redstone dust in this position, so right behind the block with redstone torch, another block, then a redstone repeater leading into that block, and then you want to just connect everything with redstone dust. Now you can go ahead and you want to leave out these 2 blocks and then place blocks in all these locations so that you don't drop into the redstone system, but this is rather optional. At this point, I'm glad to tell you we are finished with building this massive but very efficient farm, and in order to start it, the only thing you have to do is to flick this lever at the back side. This will start the entire construction, which will produce a high amount of kelp, which will then get turned into bone meal, and the bone meal will power this machine in order to generate tons of bamboo, and all the bamboo will automatically get crafted into these bamboo planks, which is perfect wood. You can perfectly use this wood for crafting or turn it into sticks to sell it at the villagers for emeralds. If you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications.